Ladies and gentlemen, so today we would like to have a discussion on the changes that Petronas has made since from the early establishment of the company to the present day. So, firstly, let me introduce myself and my friends. My name is Nur Syafika Atira.
My name is Muhammad Faris bin Alias.
My name is Nur Ayuni Muhammad Suhaimi.
And my name is Nurhana Alia binti Johari.
And my name is Wanatasha binti Wanaziro.
To start, let me give the introduction about the Petronas company. So, Petronas, which is an acronym for Petroleum Nasional Berhad, is a wholly Malaysian oil and gas-based company established on 17 August 1974. And now Tan Sri Datuk Sri Muhammad Baki Saleh is the chairman of Petronas. This company is wholly owned by the Malaysian government and has acquired overall rights to oil and gas resources in Malaysia and is entrusted with the responsibility to develop and add value to those resources. Petronas' new slogan is Passionate About Progress, which sums up the company brand and inspires behavior. It represents daily progress as well as more fundamental and transformative progress and building lasting trust. Furthermore, apart from the awards, the Fortune Global 500 ranked Petronas as the 80th largest company in 2009. It also ranked Petronas as the 13th most profitable corporation in the world and the most profitable in Asia. So, next, Faris, can you please give me the changes that Petronas has made?
Okay, thank you, Nur Syafika. There are many changes that the Petronas do. Every change that the Petronas do, we notice from many people. But I want to focus on three main change that attract my attention to study. Firstly, the change that as the Petronas do is change in strategy, which take a deliberate step with the objective of to strengthen resilience amidst unprecedented challenging environment. Petronas has expect to face the challenge such as the accelerate energy transition, which see the push toward a lower carbon economy. Said that due to a certain and challenging market condition, Petronas committed to remain agile and resolute in taking to this condition and variation in its pursuit of long-term growth strategy toward a stable future. Secondly, the change is in terms of technology. For better respond to the high volatility surround our global crude price, Petronas introduced a corporate enhancement program (CEP) to regain the operating strategy and business model. The purpose of the establishment CEP is to improve the Petronas operation through the demarcation of its international and regional upstream operation, integration of exploration and production operating and its sale of natural gas and liquid natural gas LNG into single upstream business unit, and lastly, streamlining and optimizing of downstream business unit. The last change made by Petronas is introduce new logo of Petronas. The renewal of logo of Petronas oil drop logo to reflect the visual expression of Petronas Group position, reimagining energy. The objective of the renewal logo is to further strengthen the visual potential of Petronas its corporate icon by making it become more competitive while building on existing equity and legacy of the Petronas brand. That's all the three main changes that I have studied.
Thank you, Faris. I am very clear about the changes that you have explained. Can someone explain on the issues that occur due to the existence of change?
Okay, thank you to Nur Syafika and Muhammad Faris. Okay, I will explain about the issue that occur due to the changes. Okay, regarding to the changes made by the Petronas that mentioned by Muhammad Faris earlier, based on my observation, I believe there are several issues that occur in the Petronas organization before its take the decision to make some changes in terms of strategies, technology, and rebrandings on their company. Therefore, the first issue that can be highlighted is due to environmental pressure for change, such as the emergence of COVID-19 pandemic that has hit almost the entire world. This can be said when the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus has greatly affected all organizations in Malaysia, which Petronas also responded to the emergence of COVID-19. Regarding to this issue, Petronas remain committed in upholding the trust of the organization to ensure the well-being of the organization staff while maintaining safe and optimal business operation across the value chain by making several changes, especially change in strategy, in ensuring the organization's business runs smoothly in line with S- SOP stipulated directed by the authorities. For example, Petronas take deliberate steps to strengthen resilience amidst unprecedented challenges environments such as COVID-19. In this context, Petronas has taken firm steps to ensure the safety of employees by implementing several issues and several proactive measures that manage the risk of exposure and reduce the risk of transmission. And the next issue is that arise due to change in terms of technology in Petronas is that Petronas focus on seizing new opportunity because of market decline pressure. Petronas which will contribute to focus on maximizing value by leveraging on the group's integrated value chain to seize new opportunity and reduce the impact of market volatility. This is because the country's oil and gas company work with outside industry players to maximize existing assets for the better efficiency and cost optimization. It can be seen when the oil and gas services and equipment or GSC industry can take advantage of new opportunity emerging from the changes introduced including leveraging rapid technological advance such as artificial intelligence AI, machine learning, robotics and Internet of Things IoT. And the last issue is due to the existence of rebranding change is the version of Petronas logo which is changed because of identity pressure in internal organization. Petronas has introduced a new version of its corporate logo as a step to further strengthen the visible potential of its corporate logo. The new corporate logo introduced in 2030 saw a new look and feel incorporated into Petronas' original oil droplet logo to reflect the visible expression of Petronas Group new position and concept. Apart from making the corporate logo more contemporary, it is also built on the equity and heritage of the existing Petronas brand. In essence, the new logo symbolizes the growth and development of Petronas brand. The basic structure consists of an oil droplet features and a peace symbol that reflect its core business in oil and gas. And the dynamism of the company. I think that's all from me for the issue that occur to be discussed. I pass to Nur Shafiqah again.
Thank you, Natasha. I already understand about the issues that you have explained. So now we move on to the challenges that Petronas had faced. So Petronas encountered some challenges in implementing changes to improve and develop the company in terms of rebranding, technology, and strategy change. First and foremost, the challenge that Petronas has faced is numerous procedures and executive intervention until they make a final decision. It is because the process of creating a new look or logo is an artistic one, and despite hiring designers, many company executives must involve in the process, relying on their own instincts rather than the work of someone who has spent their entire career thinking about design solutions. Naturally, there must be a balance between a designer's expert advice and a manager's own inclinations. For example, when Petronas intended to build a new logo for the company, it would take some time to determine the best design because the designer and executives would be having meetings and discussions. It is a problem for Petronas because it will require everyone to agree on one optimal solution. Next, the second challenge that Petronas had faced is that their strategy change has been hampered owing to oil price instability, which has been exacerbated by the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. In order to make strategy changes for the company, Petronas will need to use a huge amount of money to implement the strategies. As a result, Petronas' financial performance in the first half of 2020 reflects the oil and gas industry's challenges, which were exacerbated by sluggish demand resulting from worldwide lockdowns and movement restrictions, surplus capacity, and a shaky prognosis for oil prices. The third challenge is that it costs a lot of money for Petronas to innovate and alter technologies. To ensure that projects and production remain possible in the uncertain economic climate, the sector must be inventive and competitive in the cost of conducting business. The cost includes material, equipment, and digitalization process expenses as well as services prices. Petronas has the expertise and infrastructure to manufacture blue hydrogen. Petronas plans to start operating its domestic hydrogen plants in 2024, first with blue hydrogen and then moving on to green hydrogen generation utilizing renewables with zero emissions. However, the cost of manufacturing blue hydrogen is relatively significant since it requires the absorption and storage of emissions from the use of fossil fuels, as well as the firm's decision on how to proceed with its gas supplies. Next, Ayuni, can you explain on the implication or the impacts?
Thank you, Shafika. This discussion has become more interesting for us to talk about. I also want to add a little bit of information on the impact of all the changes that have Petronas implemented. There are positive and negative impact. The first positive impact is when Petronas implementing changes to improve and develop the company in terms of rebranding, technology, and strategy change. This is because Petronas again recorded a net profit of 35.2 billion for the 9 months of 2021 compared to a loss of 19.9 billion in the 9 months of 2022. Petronas' core net profit increased 70% to 13 billion in the third quarter of 2021 from the previous quarter, bringing the 9 months accumulated core revenue to 27 billion, an annual increase of 148%. Apart from that, Petronas is also one of the progressive companies to become one of the first corporate company to join the country's concerted effort to combat the COVID-19 pandemic, which has a huge impact on the world, including Malaysia. But we also have the negative impact, which is Petronas was also affected when pandemic COVID-19 hit, which forced Petronas to make a recovery plan after COVID-19. Petronas has prepared a post-COVID-19 recovery plan as the company is offsetting the effect of the pandemic on the oil and gas industry. Petronas also does not have much choice but to continue to take steps to reduce risk in investment. This is done by focusing on areas of the business that will provide faster and less volatile cash return, as well as using more innovative solutions while transforming the company portfolio. This is one of the effects that happened to Petronas when facing the challenge of pandemic COVID-19. The second positive impact that gained because of the change made by Petronas is arising from the technological challenges in Petronas. Petronas is working with a Thai Marine Service Sdn Bhd to develop new technologies to find innovative and economical solutions in sludge treatment for offshore hydrocarbon recovery. Thai Marine Service is the third winner of the Petronas Technology Challenge, for which the winner of the challenge was announced at the Malaysian Oil and Gas Service Conference and Exhibition 2018. Thai Marine Service technology proposal is the use of non-toxic and environmentally friendly nanotechnological chemicals that are capable of diluting sludge and heavy wax. The technology could also benefit Petronas by introducing better health, safety, and environment standard for operation, as well as reducing the unplanned profit and loss opportunity. But this is also have negative or the side effects that are less than satisfactory. This is because Petronas need to seek the unique opportunity provided by the National Oil and Gas Company to find innovative solutions to the complex business challenges of the oil and gas industry through open crowd-searching platform. The last impact that I found on the Petronas changes is the implication of the rebranding change is that the version of the Petronas logo has a positive impact. This is because Petroleum National Berhad Petronas has introduced a new version of its corporate logo, a move that is part of the group-wide plan to further strengthen the visual potential of its corporate icon. The new corporate logo introduced at the 17th Asian Oil and Gas Conference 2013. The well-known Petronas emerald green color symbolizes the sea and the earth at the place of origin of oil and gas. The new logo, which is Petronas third generation logo, sees a softer curve and added to the oil droplet depicting a continuous flow that symbolizes Petronas' effort to make progress. The original Petronas logo was launched in 1974 when the National Oil Company was first established. But one of the less popular impact is that Petronas will have to spend capital to make all the innovation for this logo. That's all from me.
Thank you very much, Ayuni. I am very clear about that. Hannah, can you explain on the suggestion or recommendation on how to deal with the changes?
So let's speak about recommendation or suggestion for how Petronas should approach the modification it wants to make and how to do it better. It probably wants to connect with the three important changes, which is the strategy, technology, and rebranding change that we discussed earlier. We are all aware that the major reason behind the shift in strategy was to better align their operation with the pandemic COVID-19 that affected us. As the oil and gas industry struggled in the first half of 2020 due to the overcapacity, erratic oil price, and lower demands, Petronas' financial performance began to reflect this issue. Since that this is the case, Petronas must uphold operational excellence (OE) sustainability while enabling the company to anticipate customer needs and identify potential hotspots for high value growth. It is helping the company focus to move from being output lead to demand lead. The right talent, culture, and tools are boosting business in putting themselves in a position to take advantage of new possibility and overcome forthcoming challenge. It will push Petronas' strategy objective to seize new revenue resource and also preparing the business for their forthcoming growth phase. Second, in order to adapt to the changing technologies, Petronas must update its facility using the Facilities of the Future, which is FOF program. By integrating new technology into manufacturing platform and facility, the program seeks to lower the risk involved. The goal of Petronas' innovative and scalable strategy is to explore the application of cutting-edge technology in collaboration with a number of technology partners, including TM1. By putting this advantage into practice, it will be possible to build Malaysia's first remotely operate facility, and it addresses the three key pillars of automation, control, and manpower. Petronas aspires to attain full automation navigation system and unmanned operation capability by 2023. And lastly, the rebranding change. The new logo depict the evolution and expansion of the Petronas brand. Petronas must acknowledge the duality and create a brief that clearly communicate change without confusing the same client that provide them with their profession. A study of the importance to the client and the capital expense to build each sign style need to be done at the same time. So in a subsequent project, the new design was combined with the changed logo and logotype. Additionally, as we can see, Petronas' choice to rebrand as Greenlight is a part of a bigger strategy, also giving Petronas the resource it needs to grow for another 10 years. So that is for the recommendation. I will pass to the Shafiqah.
Thank you very much, Hannah, for the very brilliant recommendation. So, as for the conclusion, can someone conclude about our discussion for today?
Okay, Shafika, I can conclude our discussion today that all the changes that has Petronas implement having a relation with the topic that we have learned before. The topic that can be related to our discussion today is on chapter 3, which is titled Change Path versus Change Tool. The reason that we conclude this discussion can be related to this topic is because in topic 3, we have a change tool for business process re-engineering, which is BPR. BPR is the fundamental re-evaluation and redesign of a business process, retaining and improving only those processes that add value to the end user. BPR has 4 key elements, which is fundamental, radical, dramatic, and process-oriented. In this topic also, we found that one of the change tool is the best practice, also known as world best practice. This can be related to our discussion because Petronas also changed their strategies to make sure they are more effective and efficient. Petronas also focus on their image where they change their logo to the new version. This is because they are taking care of their reputation in the oil and gas industry. Lastly, the topic change path versus change tool is the most relevant topic that can be related to our discussion today. That's what I can conclude from our discussion.
Thank you, Ayuni. Then I think we can end our discussion. We can end our meeting here. So thank you very much for your cooperation.